I first met Kevin Loring when he was just graduated from Studio 58, and we were working on a production of Wit. And I was really taken with this young man. He was smart, he was working hard, he was developing into a really interesting actor. And one day he came to me and said, listen, I have this thing I've been working on, I'm not sure about it, would you do a reading? And one very cold, wet, miserable January night, a group of hardy souls gathered at the Playhouse to read this funny, weird, wondrous story called Where the Blood Mixes. And at the end of that reading, I turned to Kevin, and I've never done this after any reading before. I said, okay, Kevin, we've got to make this happen.
It tells a story about what happened to our people, and is preserving that history for those children that don't understand what happened to their parents and their grandparents.
Where the Blood Mixes began its life as a workshop production that we partnered with Western Canada Theatre on. And a group of us got into a van in the middle of winter, came up to Kamloops, worked hard on the script, and were delighted with the results.
In my lifetime was the first time that I heard non-native audience members say, oh my gosh, like I pictured my child in that school.
The play then took on an incredible life of its own, from a reading in Kevin's hometown of Lytton, where the whole community came and we had a feast afterward, one of the most magic moments of my life, to the success at the International Luminato Festival in Toronto, where critics and audience literally leapt to their feet.
It told that residential school story in a way that everyone could understand, and truly started building that bridge for true reconciliation.
But I see Kevin as a person who takes a bull by the horns and is able to educate the general public on what happened to our people.
It went on to many other festivals, including Magnetic North, on the day where our Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, apologized to the First Nations of Canada for the abuses of the residential school system.
How profound is that? How much of an indication is that that was exactly the right story at exactly the right time?
That play and those kind of emotions make me proud to be able to work with a young artist like Kevin Loring and do the kind of work that's as important as his play, Where the Blood Mixes.
Songs and stories find people to tell them. They exist already. I was just the vessel for it, is what Kevin said.
Congratulations from the whole nation of the Nlaka'pamux people. Homa.
I spent 5 years at what was then the University College of the Caribou. And in that time, when I first came here, I was 17. I was like right out of high school, I was a baby. And I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. I had no idea, I was a lost student. And I sort of bounced around from faculty to faculty. But in my 5 years here, a number of really important milestones happened to me. I discovered my love and my passion for Native literature, my love and my passion for theater. I had a penny drop moment in an English literature class where I realized that where I needed to look for the next stage in my life and for my future and my career. I found an anthology in the Thompson Rivers University Library that was written by a man who spent his whole life in our community 100 years ago. And he wrote down an ethnography of my people. And I had never encountered this information before in my life. And I found that here at Thompson Rivers University. And later on, I went on to produce and co-write and co-host a documentary that talked about that history. Everything that I do in my life, it comes from where I'm from. And that includes Thompson Rivers University. I'm very grateful for the time that I've spent here. It's amazing to come back and to see how much it's grown. I did my very first play outside of the grade 7 Christmas Carol play that we did in elementary school here at TRU. It was my very first play. I had one line in the entire play, and I was on stage for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And the one line was, check. Thank you so much. Cook's Jung, Homa.